that there? Brilliant. We can bring the room together. Fantastic. Good morning, all. My name's Mark Fowler. I'm the Corporate Director for Population and Wellbeing at Luton Borough Council. And it's my great honour to welcome you all to Luton's 2024 Housing Conference. And what you can see from the agenda today is a real mixture of different people, different skills, different areas, different partnerships as well, which gives us a real flavour for the challenges we have with housing nationally, but also at Luton. And actually, it's only by coming together as a system we're going to stand half a chance of actually addressing some of those challenges that we have in sort of the immediate future and the medium term as well. But without being political, change of government, change of opportunity, really aligned to what we're doing with 2040, actually really exciting times. And it's great to see so many people committed to that system change in the room today. So I think I'm not going to say too much more, because otherwise I'll start getting into the realms of what my boss is going to say, part of the introduction, and then along with Councillor Shaw. But just some health and safety bits. So there's no fire alarm planned today. If we hear the fire alarm, go to the door and then we'll assemble. Toilets are downstairs, and disabled toilet use is just to the lift in the lobby, and the Wi-Fi codes is just behind me. Okay, so look, enjoy yourselves today. You'll hear from me intermittently as we go through, but let's make this a wonderful conference for 2024. Thank you. Robin?
Morning, everybody. For those of you that don't know me, I'm Robin, and I've got the absolute honour to be the Chief Exec. Okay, so that's the agenda. Tom was going to go first, but I'm going first. So, we've got a mission in Luton. This isn't a council mission, this is a town-wide mission. That by 2040, we're going to eradicate poverty. Now, that is something that's not been done anywhere. And I'm not just saying anywhere in the UK, but anywhere in the world. But we believe that with the system working, with the partnerships that we've got in Luton, with the ownership of the biggest regional asset in London Luton Airport, that we can achieve this mission. But to do so, it is going to require all of us to come together. Everything that we do as an organisation, everything that we do in partnership with the rest of the system is around our ability to deliver this mission. Our vision's got 5 key priorities, all of which contribute and all of which are fundamentally important. But to get all 5 of those right, housing is at the absolute centre of all 5. Growing our economy, boosting our population's well-being, providing safe, healthy homes, ensuring that we achieve net zero carbon by 2040. All of these items, all of these elements of our strategy, housing sits at the absolute heart. And we are making some absolutely awesome and tremendous progress. Little Luton, with our 231,000 residents, between 2010 and 2022, was the #1 place in the country for private sector job creation. The #1 place. You know where came second? The whole of London came second. Milton Keynes came somewhere further down the list. Last year, we had the second highest rate of business startups in the country. And generally, over the last decade, we've been in the top 10. The whole of London came number 1 last year. So that just gives you an idea of the quantum of our delivery. We've got the 3rd lowest emissions per capita in the country. It's about a 1/3 lower than the national average, and our emissions are dropping by circa 3% per year. Our school provision is better than anywhere else in the east of England. We're the 3rd most generous place in the country. Unfortunately, Bedford came 2nd, which really sticks under my skin, but, we were still 3rd. And most importantly for me, we are making a difference. So when we set off on this mission, 45% of our young people were growing up in poverty. Now the figure's 39%. That is 7,000 kids who aren't growing up in poverty today, who were growing up in poverty just a few years ago. But despite the positives, we continue to face some substantial challenges, with housing being absolutely at the heart. 29% of our housing stock is privately rented. That is substantially higher than elsewhere in the country. And we've got one of the highest levels of temporary accommodation use in the country outside of London. In fact, Shelter have put us top of the UK list on prevalence of homelessness. That's 1 in 66 people in the town considered homeless. An absolutely awful figure. Part of what's driving that is affordability. Part of what's driving that is the fact that we are an attractive place for other boroughs to locate their people when they're moving people out. But for the first time yesterday, since I've been the chief exec, I received a letter from government yesterday, from the Deputy Prime Minister, which went out to all chief execs. And that letter said, please stop placing your homeless people in other boroughs without letting that borough know. Now, that sounds like a really simple thing. But London boroughs have been placing in Luton for years without letting us know, without informing us as they should do by law. And worse than that, the Home Office does it also to us. At one point last year, we were hosting 25% of the East of England's asylum seekers. We're 3% of the East of England's population. So what are we doing about that? We're taking the Home Office to court, using all of the levers that we've got, because we cannot be allowing government to do that to us. Temporary accommodation not only has a huge impact on the families, on the young people that are in that accommodation, but it also has a huge impact on our budget. And currently we've got a £3.5 million overspend, which is having a huge negative impact on our budget position. Earlier in the year, we had a corporate peer challenge, and that identified housing as being one of the keystone issues that we need to address and solve. They gave us a recommendation, and what have we done? We have moved all of our housing delivery elements together under the leadership of one of our service directors. We're doing a longer-term housing needs assessment so that we've got a clear idea of the housing stock that we need in the future. We're going through a refresh of our local plan. We're cracking on with the delivery of the stage project, which is right next to Luton Town train station, development of 292 homes. We've created a corporate housing delivery group. We're doing more to engage with the private sector to bring forward stalled sites. But without partnership, without collaboration, without the efforts of our partners, housing will continue to be an issue for us. So we're calling on government, and we've already written to the government on these grounds, for more funding for social housing, for a change in the local housing allowance. We need our housing association partners to be delivering more units that we can allocate our people towards. And we need our private sector partners also to be bringing forward stall sites and addressing Luton's housing need, not just delivering more one-bed flats. So we've made some great progress towards the vision, but we can't deliver our vision without collaboration and partnerships between key institutions. Luton 2040 requires joint efforts to build a town where everyone can thrive. Now, a prime example of this is our civic agreement. Unfortunately, Dr. Lisa is stuck with a broken down car, but I think Claire's going to come up after Tom's said a few words to talk about the civic agreement. But that's a good example of actually what we mean by systems working and collaboration and partnership. There are 22 civic agreements across the country. There's only one civic agreement in the country that's focused around the needs of a place, and that's ours. Our civic agreement is structured around the 5 missions of Driving 2040. And it's not just the university. We're now delighted that we've got over 30 pledges from organisations across the town. Some of those great organisations in the room today who are all focusing on how they individually, as organisations, can drive our 2040 vision, how they can contribute to us achieving our 2040 goals. That 30 is just a start, and we will be driving that figure up, and we will be driving the depth and breadth of those civic agreements and those pledges to ensure that they are absolutely ensuring that all organisations across our town are delivering our vision. Thank you for your attendance today. It's an absolute delight to be with you, and I'm really looking forward to the morning. Tom.